Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
Hey, this is country music artist Wynn Williams, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Stream the show anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio podcasts. You can also listen on thwn.org.
And welcome inside the Backstage Pass, and busy days and shows coming out. High school football, let's see, college, NFL. We're in the best time of the year. MLB playoffs and sports, music, and entertainment here on the Backstage Pass. So Brandon Morrell here, presented by our friends over at JK Subaru. Your car buying experience is about to change. JKSubaru.com or 409-723-1111. Also the Morrell Law Firm, and of course our friends, the CadenGordonShow.com. Today's best to country mix, also BarkleyMusicAndMedia.com. And we're out there too anytime. iHeartRadio podcast, THWN.org, the Sports Guys Podcast.com. And of course out there too on iHeartRadio podcast and our friends at KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. See, no excuse not to listen out there. We're everywhere where you can find podcasts. And I'll tell you what, he's out there too. We've been friends for a long time. The country music fans are following him more and more and more. He goes back to those Texas A&M Aggie days. I'm sure we'll get to some football here because we both love the Aggies. New album is Country Therapy across all the DSPs. Wynn Williams to the show. What's up, my friend?
How you doing, Brandon? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man, it's been, a hot minute. We were talking about this. I can't remember the last release that we met 3 or 4 years ago out there, but I know we did some things like Armadillo Palace, way back in the day, off Kirby over in Houston, Texas. But for you, man, like I said, that's always good stuff. And you've been doing pretty well as far as this album is concerned. Tell us all about Country Therapy and what's been going on here in 2025.
Yeah, man, this year has been kind of a whirlwind, to be honest with you. Country Therapy is my second full-length record. It is a 10-song record that we put together. It's kind of, a little bit of something for everybody out there. If you're a country music fan, we've got some of the old, some of the new, and everything in between. So if you like country music, you're going to find something that you like on Country Therapy. Obviously, it follows up my first full-length record, in which case, I wrote a bunch of the songs for that album. This album, we actually tapped into more of the Nashville scene, and we got a lot of outside songs on this one from Hall of Fame songwriters. And you mentioned you love the record and love all the songs because they're fantastic, and that's because they are. And I'm not bragging because other guys wrote them. So I can truthfully say these are some heavy hitting songs written by some songwriting legends. And so I'm pretty proud of the record that we got out of it. Brandon Hood was the producer on it, and we just put it out a couple weeks ago, man, and it's had a great response so far.
That's the beauty of it too, because every time we travel up there to those events, so whether it be Country Radio Seminar or CMA Week, it's pretty cool not just to hear it from the artist side of things, but what you talked about right there, the great songwriters you can affiliate yourself with and get in the room and kind of share those ideas. Talk about just the ability to do that, because Nashville is just as much an artist town as it is a songwriter town, right?
Well, that's true, man. But everything starts with a song, and it's those songwriters that kind of make that whole world go round. If there was no song, there would be no music business. So, as a songwriter myself, I have a great appreciation for lyricism and catchy melodies and all that kind of stuff. So whenever you find something that's really special and you can kind of put those two things together in kind of a way that I like as the artist, then we're gonna go do what we can with it. And the songs that notably that I wrote, the only two songs that I wrote on that record are Country Therapy and Denver to Dallas, and everything else is like I said, an outside song. So get to record those songs and display some of the stuff. Cause again, like you got to remember too, some of these songs, man, especially like the older sounding stuff, they've been sitting around for years and years and years and never seen the light of day. So to have the opportunity to share that music with the world is really kind of special for me.
How a lot of these artists too, and the game of Texas very well. You don't have to really leave the state of Texas to have a career. You've seen Pat Green and Aaron Watson, Kevin Fowler, Stanley LaRue. A lot of the greats do that. The Texas market very well. Talk about just how you got started back then for fans that don't know your story, loving music from an early age and just seeing how the Texas country music circuit and the Nashville circuit are similar, but they're also different too at the same time.
Yeah, man, they are a little bit different. We're seeing kind of like a bridge almost, especially in recent years with the streaming world and of course, social media being what it is now. But yeah, man, I started here in Texas. I started really in College Station back in 2016. I was fresh out of college, graduated from Texas A&M, as you mentioned, and immediately started playing music full time. I've been doing it ever since then. It's been a crazy almost 10 years, man. I mean, I started with a six song EP, and then put out my first full length record, and then we had several projects in between 2020 and of course today with the current album. But it's been a grind, man. I mean, you know how it is, building something from nothing, and getting an opportunity to not only share my music on socials and on streaming platforms, but also going out and playing live shows for the past 9 years has been really, really a cool opportunity. I've gotten to see the world. I've gotten to do some amazing things. And right now we're currently on the Country Therapy Tour, which is a bunch of dates. This year alone, I will have gone to Mexico, Europe, and Canada. And then, of course, we're hitting a bunch of places, new places too, in the United States. So man, like I said, it's been a whirlwind of a year, but it seems like all the years leading up to now have just been, kind of preparing me for this moment. And, I always kind of thought to myself, if I want to have success, I'm going to have to put in 10 years in the music business. Just, looking at other people and going, okay, this guy took 10 years, this guy took 10 years, this guy took 12. It seems like that 10-year thing is kind of where you need to be. And so I'm approaching that right now. And I can tell you, at least in my experience over the past year, it feels like things are finally starting to come together in my world. And, sometimes that happens faster for other people. Sometimes they'll go viral on TikTok or whatever. But, there's something to be said. I will brag on myself for a minute because I'm proud of myself for working so hard for the past 9 years and just continuing to keep my head down and keep working despite all the other stuff that, you encounter day to day as an artist. Been told no many times, and I've been discouraged probably about 80% of the time, but you keep on working and everything starts to come together. So it finally feels like it's paying off.
It's the beauty of it too. Well said. I'm going to have to hire you to do all my disclaimers out there too about starting something out there and you get nothing in return expecting it, because you don't expect that. You just want to make sure that what you're doing is good. And from a radio podcast standpoint to a musician to any career out there too, advice well heeded for people out there too. Well, time to take you guys on a little road trip out there. It's Denver to Dallas. So Wynn Williams here on the Backstage Pass, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, our friends, iHeartRadio Podcast, THWN.org, and of course, always the Sports Guys Podcast.com. As we come back, tell us what you think about this song. Love this one. Denver to Dallas, grab your girl and get her on the hardwood floor when you can and slow dance. Coming right back, more with Wynn Williams. Stay tuned.
She said, "Is this seat taken?" I said no. She settled in next to that window. We broke the ice, watching it snow. Agreed we'd be glad to get out of this cold. And I don't know why she warmed up to me. $3 wine or a chance meant to be. Denver to Dallas, 30,000 feet. I started falling right there in my seat, laughing and talking as time flew by. We made a connection on that nonstop flight, sitting together, got to know each other. Denver to Dallas. Somewhere above Oklahoma, said, "Is there someone who will be waiting for you when this flight is through?" Said I got my answer. She took my phone, typed in her number, said call if you want. Denver to Dallas, 30,000 feet. I started falling right there in my seat, laughing and talking as time flew by. We made a connection on that nonstop flight. Sitting together, got better and better. Denver to Dallas. I was still flying, we touched the ground. What she did to me then, she still does to me now. Denver to Dallas, 30,000 feet. I started falling right there in my seat. We're still laughing and talking as time flies by, since we made a connection on that nonstop flight. Sitting together, started forever. Denver to Dallas. Said, is this seat taken? I said no. She settled in next to that window.
Hey y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Mary Sarah, and you're listening to the best in music and sports talk, the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Stream the show anytime at thesportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio podcasts and at thwn.org.
At JK Subaru, we love our cars.
And we love our customers.
We believe in being a positive force
in our community by being involved and giving back.
Respecting your time every time.
Our promise is a brighter future.
We all do our part to keep our promise to you.
At JK Subaru, we are more than just selling cars.
We are your neighbors, friends, and even family.
More than a car dealer, our people make the difference. JK Subaru at the airport.
Hey everybody, this is Jarrett Ray Reddick, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Stream on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
Hey guys and gals, this is Stephanie Michaela, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network, and stream anytime on iHeartRadio podcast and on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org.
Are you looking to increase your online presence? Are you searching for a new logo or company branding? Have you been considering more ways to reach the world with your business, ministry, or church's message? Barkley Music and Media is an award-winning design company that utilizes the latest technology while keeping the integrity of over 30 years of customer service. Web design, graphic design, multimedia, video editing, voiceover, commercials, logo design and branding, photography, and much, much more. See portfolios and testimonials online at www.barkleymusicandmedia.com or contact them today at 502-382-8299. Barkley Music and Media, your connection for the best in multimedia. Call today, 502-382-8299, or go to www.barkleymusicandmedia.com. Barkley Music and Media, integrity, technology, and design. www.barkleymusicandmedia.com.
Hey y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Trey Calloway, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and stream anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio Podcast and on thwn.org.
Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
And back here, Wynn Williams on the show, Denver to Dallas, the latest album, Country Therapy, across all the DSPs. KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and our friends out there, the Sports Guys Podcast.com, iHeartRadio Podcast, now a top search result, and of course, always THWN.org. You mentioned all the selection of songs, my friend. It was really cool to see this one because I loved it so much. My wife was like, he's got that 90s throwback sound, and he's keeping that real country music alive. I'm like, honey, that's who he is, no doubt. And you look at this one, Denver to Dallas, I'm sure when you got this was just fantastic out there too. Love it. And this is one of those, grab your girl, significant other, get her out there on the dance floor. And if there ever was a country song that told a story, this one did.
Yeah, man, that's a song that I'm really, really, really proud of that one. It might be one of my favorite songs I've ever written just because it is so reminiscent of that kind of 90s country sound. And of course, the story aspect of it too is again, kind of pays homage to that old school thing. So Denver to Dallas, one of my favorites, man. Love playing that one live. Love it whenever people come up and request it as well.
I love that too. Let's talk about that title track, Country Therapy in itself too. How did this one originate? A little backstory of that one.
Yeah, man, to be honest with you, the idea came to me because I was kind of tired of like hearing some of the newer stuff on the radio. I was like, man, I'm ready for some old school stuff. And anyway, we got into the writer's room. I wrote that with Jeff Hyde and Ryan Tyndall, and everything came together for that song in such a way that actually kind of broadens the talking points a little bit. It's really and truly just about kind of being tired of everything that's going on in the world, because we're always inundated with all this crazy stuff happening around the world. As we know, this past week specifically was kind of a wake-up call for a lot of folks. And anyway, man, the song Country Therapy is just about kind of getting out into the world and out of your phone and off of your TV screen, and getting out there and doing the things that you enjoy doing, whether it's playing a guitar or going fishing or going hunting or, hanging out with your friends, just being together and, being present in this beautiful life that we have here on planet Earth. And Country Therapy is kind of all about that. And we picked that title track too, because as I mentioned, there's something for every kind of country music fan on this particular record. So if they're needing a little therapy from their day-to-day lives, then they can get it right here on this record.
Yeah, I tell you what, and I always tell people too, it's definitely music speaking to somebody, resonating. I go back to first record you mentioned there too, your title track out there for your name, Wynn Williams, with that record. And I love always the songs that, set the tone when it comes down to it. And Tornado did that for me, man, because that just, what a song. You work with some amazing writers out there too. You write great songs in your own right too at the same time. Where did this one kind of originate from? And I'm sure Tornado is still in that set list today, right?
Tornado is our kind of claim to fame, if you will. That song came from my rodeo days. I was a steer wrestler in high school and college, and I wanted to kind of tip my hat to all the cowboys out there, and we decided we would take a different perspective and write it from the point of view of the bucking horse instead of the cowboy. And it has resonated so well with so many people out there. And I owe a great deal of my career to that particular song, and wrote that with Roger Brown and Tommy Connors. And that's kind of one that everybody was introduced to me by, and I'm super thankful for that. And I'll share a little exclusive news with you right here. We are doing another version of Tornado and kind of making it a little more modern for today's standard, and also kind of getting it up to kind of where I'm at on the level of production. So that'll be out a little bit later this year. We're excited about that. It'll be on the Country Therapy Deluxe version.
Ooh, all right there. We get the exclusive here on the Backstage Pass. Love that too, and appreciate you sharing that with us too. Hey, let's talk about collaboration. I think it's becoming more of the norm these days too. You've had a lot of great collaborations for songs in your career too, both Texas country, Nashville recording artists. I guess kind of a two-parter. Why is it becoming more of the norm? And I think it's a good thing for the industry to kind of see people crossing over. Akon with Gary LaVox, and you see a little bit of Luke Combs at Vince Gill and Luke Combs and Shenandoah. So I guess a thirst for 90s country coming back. And then your favorite part about that collaboration process.
Yeah, man, the pendulum is definitely swinging back towards that older sound, which obviously I love and obviously you love because it's stuff that we grew up listening to. So it's a great time for country music, man. It's very exciting. You've got guys like Randall King and Jake Worthington and Zach Top and David Lewis and all these guys that are bringing back kind of that older thing. And it's just exciting because, you know, we all have an opportunity to succeed because everything is so accessible via social media and all that kind of stuff. So I think you're going to see a lot more collaboration taking place. You know, I specifically have a collab that we're working on right now. Hopefully that's going to be out on this deluxe version as well. So, you know, it's all good stuff for country music. It's all good stuff for the genre in general. I think probably we owe a lot of that attention to the show Yellowstone too, because, you know, it brought to the forefront the cowboy way of life, the Western lifestyle. And of course, music was such a large part of that show. And now, of course, you have like Landman kind of doing the same thing. So, you know, exciting times for country music, exciting times for a guy like me, who's more of a traditional artist.
That's the best kind of music I grew up on too. I can't think of another generation. Often said sometimes, imitated but never duplicated. I tell you what, I don't know if some of it's coming back. You mentioned all those great artists kind of doing their thing out there too, but 90s country, what you grew up on, what I grew up on, I still call it the best style of country and the best era of country and the best decade we ever had here too. Love that too. And your music is resonates with a lot of fans out there too, and it's pretty synonymous with that. As with this song, we're going to transition to here on the Backstage Pass, again, the album Country Therapy, Wynn Williams across all the DSPs, and you guys will get the gist of this. Heaven on a hardwood floor. I met my wife. Be careful what you ask for with this song. Here it is from Wynn on the Backstage Pass. Coming back. Stay tuned.
Typical barstool Friday night, same old same weekend. Drink a couple cold ones, shoot a little bull with my buddies till my money's all spent. Then about 2 a.m. I found heaven on a hardwood floor. She flew in through the double door, saw her halo in the neon glow. Now I'm begging the band just to play one more. Found a little angel I wasn't even looking for. Heaven on a hardwood floor. Spinning her around as the bar closed down, I lost all track of time. I didn't even care that I missed my ride. I was so lost in her eyes, I saw the light. I found heaven on a hardwood floor. She flew in through the double door, saw her halo in the neon glow. Now I'm begging the band just to play one more. Found a little angel I wasn't even looking for. Heaven on a hardwood floor.
What's up, y'all? This is Nashville recording artist Brooke Eden, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Listen anytime on iHeart Podcasts and at thesportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org.
At JK Subaru, we love our cars.
And we love our customers.
We believe in being a positive force
in our community by being involved and giving back.
Respecting your time every time.
Our promise is a brighter future.
We all do our part to keep our promise to you.
At JK Subaru, we are more than just selling cars.
We are your neighbors, friends, and even family.
More than a car dealer, our people make the difference. JK Subaru at the airport.
Hey y'all, this is Craig Campbell and you're listening to award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Stream anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio podcasts. You can also stream on thwn.org.
The Kaden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thekadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thekadengordonshow.com.
Hey y'all, this is Texas recording artist Marcy Grace, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network, and on the sportsguyspodcast.com. Stream the show anytime on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts.
Elevate your next event with Backstage Pass DJ, MC, and announcer services, where unforgettable moments take center stage. We specialize in bringing energy and excitement to a wide range of occasions, including weddings, birthdays, corporate events, school dances, graduations, family reunions, class reunions, anniversaries, engagement parties, bar and bat mitzvahs, office parties, quinceañeras, sweet 16s, conferences, and more. No matter the venue, whether it's a banquet hall, ballroom, conference or convention center, concert hall, outdoor venue, office, community center, barn, or any location of your choosing, our team ensures seamless entertainment tailored to your needs. Let Backstage Pass create the perfect vibe, keep your guests engaged, and turn your celebration into a lasting memory. Book your event with Brandon Morell and Backstage Pass today. Go now to thesportsguyspodcast.com and enhance your next event with Backstage Pass.
Hey y'all, this is Paul and Hannah McClure of Bethel Music.
Yeah, and you're listening to the Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network, and on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org and anytime on iHeartRadio podcasts.
Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys podcast, with your host, Brandon Morell.
And back here, Wynn Williams, our guest on the program's Artist Spotlight of the Week here, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network out there too. And of course, we'll get to some of that Astros talk. I'm trying not to talk about it here because that was a tough weekend there with the Seattle Mariners. But nonetheless, 6 games to go in the regular season. We'll see if they make the playoffs. We'll talk Aggies with Wynn here in just a second too, because he and I are huge Aggie fans out there. For football, some big games. The first of 3 coming up this weekend with the Auburn Tigers at Kyle Field. And a whole lot more here. It's a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment back here. Hey, lay it on me. I told you a great title, and you mentioned, too, we could have played this whole album out there, but Heaven on a Hardwood Floor. My friend, again, if there ever was a country song kind of like Denver to Dallas, this would be it, right?
That's right, man. This song is all about, going out and having a great time at your favorite dance hall. This one was actually written by Charlie Muncaster and Gary Stanton, both of which are Muscadine bloodline, and Red Akins. Everybody knows who Red Akins is if you're in the country music scene. So, yeah, man, I reached out to Gary to see if he had any songs for this record because I know he's like an avid songwriter. I follow him on social media, and he's always posting brand new songs that he's written. So reached out. He sent me this one for the first time. I sent it to my producer, and I was like, dude, this is exactly what we need, and he agreed. So we cut this one, and it's a lot of fun to play live.
No doubt. I can't wait to see you play it live. Hopefully get out to that show coming up in November. You guys mentioned the tour. You're kind of staying busy out there, too, for the Country Therapy Tour. Hey, I wanted to ask you about the next kind of wave. We talked about collaborations, how important they were for the business, but now you're seeing not just Lainey Wilson, but I want to say this female category is on fire, and I think for the first time since 90s country for the females kind of breaking out, which I guess once was and maybe still is to today a male-dominated industry, that being country music. Talk about just the feel of a little bit between Lainey and just a whole list of people, Priscilla Block and Ella Langley. The names go on and on when it comes down to it. Megan Maroney. How cool this is to see this next wave of female country artists get their name and their songs out there.
It's really cool, man, because like you mentioned, there's so many out there that are really having a lot of success here lately. There's a lot of collab going on between kind of all these girls. You know, of course, you had a big hit song, Ella Langley and Riley Green. You Look Like You Love Me. Megan Maroney is having, she seems like she's on a rocket ship with her music. Lainey Wilson is currently the queen bee, if you will. She's doing her thing. She actually just played in Texas at Dickies Arena on last Friday night. But man, it's really cool because these girls, man, they're working twice as hard as all these guys, if not 10 times as hard. Because as you mentioned, it is male dominated. You know, but you see these girls who work harder than anybody else get the recognition that they deserve, and they're super talented. So hats off to Lainey and Megan and Ella and all these girls that are kind of paving the way for the next generation of female acts.
Yeah, no doubt. Doing a fantastic job of it, too. And had to get a little sports talk with you here. It wasn't a great weekend for our Houston Astros down here. Can't talk too loud about it, too, because it got me very upset. But, you know, look, sports is a drug. It's psychology out there, too. It keeps like music. It brings us back for more, no matter how sad a song is or our performance when it comes down to it. But music leaves impressions on us, too. And sports sometimes doesn't go the way we want it to. You mentioned how hard it is to make it in the music industry, hard to make it as a professional athlete, hence sports, music, entertainment, all that, how it integrates with each other. But I will say I'm trying to have some hope here. So if I can lean on you for a second, speaking of therapy, sports therapy, it was a terrible weekend for our Houston Astros, and the Mariners are good. I get that, but still that outside shot, we can make the playoffs. I hope so.
I don't know, man. You're talking to a Texas Rangers fan, so you're on your own there with the Astros. I'm not going to sit here and cheat on my team by cheering for the Astros.
I got you. Well, look, I didn't think we'd sweep you guys on this past homestand, but hey, look, for me, I don't know. We're out of the playoff picture as of right now, but hey, if we don't get it, it's been a lot of injuries too at the same time. I will say this. Look, you're Aggies. You can talk Aggie football to you, both blue in the face, both of us. Marcel Reed, the growth he's had, Mike Elko coming in, second year as a head coach now, and really big win over Notre Dame, big home game coming up against Auburn, the first of three for these SEC games. It's got to get you excited that Aggie football is now ranked in the top 10, right?
Man, I am so excited to see the Ags doing well. I'm just so excited that we're back in football season, man. It might be my favorite season of the year just because, you know, the weather starts to cool off a little bit. Everybody's, you know, in sports mode. Football brings people together a lot like music. But, you know, it's great to see the Ags doing well. Obviously, the Notre Dame game was one for the history books. We could probably chalk that one up like the LSU A&M game several Thanksgivings ago. That's kind of an unforgettable game. So the Notre Dame one, we're feeling pretty good about. Obviously, last week we had a bye week. So hopefully everybody's getting prepared and not losing that momentum to take on Auburn at Kyle Field.
That's going to be fun. It's a big one, no doubt, this weekend. They get bigger and bigger. Of course, Oklahoma just beat Auburn this past weekend. One of my former guys that we got to coach and work at the high school there, Tate Sandell, had 3 field goals and I think an extra point in that one too. So good to see Oklahoma playing well. I want the Aggies to do a little bit better, but of course the local alums, they went off and did some great things there. Of course, he used to be a kicker at the University of Texas at San Antonio too. Of course, the Houston Cougars playing well out there too with head coach Willie Fritz out there. And of course, coming up this week, Hampshire Finette and the Stafford Spartans. We finish non-district and get ready for the bye week. And then high school football begins October 10th when Hampshire Finette is playing the Silsbee Tigers. All right, food-wise, what's been your latest craving? For me, I've been on this taco kick lately. And if I'm not eating tacos like chicken, because I've gone like a lot leaner now with the workouts, like all the HIIT classes for chicken and fish. So a lot leaner on the meat, and of course, still trying to eat high protein. But for you, what's been the food kick lately?
Well, since I've been on the road here recently, just a home cooked meal has been something that I'm craving. But we recently moved from Fort Worth. We've got a little bit of land out here, and I have finally been able to expand my collection. I've had a smoker and I've had a flat top griddle for the past several years, but I finally have a grill, so I get to go make steaks every single night whenever I'm at home. So, dude, I am lathering up a steak with some meat church or some of my favorite seasoning out of Stephenville, Texas, called ham bones, or the Traeger coffee rub, which I highly recommend too. That's great. But man, I love throwing a steak on the grill, and maybe some asparagus as well, a baked potato or a baked sweet potato. And that's a home cooked meal for me.
That's a good meal right there, all wrapped up into one. All right. If Wynn Williams had never become a country music artist, what other career path would you have taken?
I might be a pilot, an airline pilot. I do have my private license. Going commercial would be a lot of fun. It seems like it would be a lot of fun. We'll see where the private pilot stuff takes me. I attained that license like over a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago. I can't even remember. I've been so busy, but I really haven't even flown that much ever since I've gotten it. But let's see, if I wasn't a pilot, honestly, man, I really don't know what I would do. I don't know. Sometimes I think to myself, boy, being an artist takes a lot out of you. I could be a really good tour manager because I just kind of have like that type A brain that's very, organized and logistically sound. But I don't know, man. If I wasn't playing music, who knows where I'd be.
Well, I'm glad. We're all thankful you're doing music out there too. And for more on him, WynnWilliamsMusic.com, WYNN WilliamsMusic.com. And you guys check out the record Country Therapy across all the DSPs out there for streaming, wherever you guys download or stream music. My friend, great to connect this past year with CMA. Got to come see you at the shows coming up in Houston in November, opening for Pat Green out there. Hey, continued success going forward, the album Country Therapy across all those digital streaming platforms. Always great to catch up, and let's do this again, my friend. Let's not wait so long.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Anytime you want to do it, let's do it. And for all the folks listening out there, if you are a vinyl person, we did do a limited run of vinyl, so you can hop on the website, WynnWilliamsMusic.com, and check out the online store and grab yourself a vinyl record.
Go get that right now. Tell them Brandon said and Wynn said to do that right now across all those DSPs, and check out the website, WynnWilliamsMusic.com. I love vinyl. Still got the old record player, so make sure you guys do that and leave us some comments. Tell us you bought one, and then tell us how everything sounded out there too as well. Brother, we appreciate you as always, and you guys check out Country Therapy across all those DSPs. We're back with more great artists here. KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, the Sports Guys Podcast.com, also THWN.org, and our friends anytime at iHeartRadio Podcast. You can always check out the show. Just crossed 1 million listeners across all those platforms out there. We appreciate you guys listening, and of course all the affiliates that carry the show. Take care. God bless. We will see you soon.
Hey y'all, this is Chandler Marie, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. You can listen to on THWN.org and on iHeartRadio Podcasts and anytime at the SportsGuysPodcast.com.